Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Join. We're happy to have you here, and this is the first episode, so it's a bit of a special one. I'm Joshua Bowden, your host, and I'm joined today with my friend Kieran Taylor. Kieran Taylor, that's his name. Don't forget it.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I'm honored to be here. I don't happen to speak any Korean, but I'm hoping this should be educational for anyone who is a native Korean speaker trying to speak English.
Yeah, or get better at English.
Yeah,
A lot of you already know it to a good extent. You had to study it tirelessly in school, no doubt.
yeah.
So, yeah, we're here to just hopefully make it fun for you and to help make things a little more conversational.
hmm
And we're going to do that by having a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Kieran, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I am Kieran Taylor. I'm a male. I am 21 years old. I happen to be studying at a university, studying biology, so basically just studying life
Right.
effectively. And actually, the university that I am currently going to,
Hmm.
you did go to that university, right?
Yeah. I graduated last year from that university with my degree in mathematics. So, yeah, we both have an education to an extent. So hopefully we can give you guys some interesting ideas.
Exactly.
And but Kieran, tell us where on earth are we right now?
We happen to be in the country of Canada.
Canada. That's a pretty good country. And we're right above the United States, which is not as good as Canada, but it's not bad either. Um,
Don't tell them we said that though.
no, no. But that's what we're going to be talking about today, Canada. So, what is Canada well known for across the world?
Well, we're well known for a few things. There's obviously the maple syrup,
Hmm.
there's the
Yeah.
beavers, the moose,
Hmm.
the cold,
Yeah.
but then there's the wonderful stereotype of how nice we are.
Yeah. Canadians are recognized worldwide for just being nice people. Um, I've had experiences, I know other Canadians who've had experiences traveling abroad, where as soon as people find out that you're a Canadian, they'll love you. They'll want to do things for you. They'll, buy you food, make you meals.
Really?
So it's nice to be a Canadian because people love you for being nice, or at least they
Yeah.
think we're nice. And that's the question. Are all Canadians nice?
Well, Canada certainly has that reputation for being nice. Is everyone nice? No,
No.
unfortunately not. But I'd argue that most people in Canada are pretty nice.
Right.
Like,
And well, when I was in elementary school, I was bullied a little bit. And one time I remember explicitly thinking, people think all Canadians are nice, but that's not true because my bully, he wasn't very nice to me. And
yeah.
I remember having this exact thought, right? But
Mhm.
generally, Canadians are looked at as nice people.
Yeah.
And so the question is that why are we viewed like that? What do you think?
Well, as much as being nice is a stereotype for Canadians, it is steeped in a bit of truth. I think one of the reasons I think Canadians are viewed as being nice is because we do certain things that most people would consider nice.
Hmm.
If, for example, we inconvenience someone, we'll be very quick to say, like, hey, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Didn't mean to do
exactly.
that.
Like I could be walking by someone on the street and we'd actually accidentally like brush arms or something, right?
Yeah.
Not an inconvenience whatsoever, right? But
Yeah.
just because there's a little bit of awkwardness in that situation, just it's instinctual, it's natural for me to just say, "Oh, sorry about that," like
Yeah.
sorry, and just move
Well,
on with your day, right?
I mean, like, with being sorry, there was like an actual law in Canada
Yeah,
that
that's
had to
right.
be passed
Yeah.
where, like, let's say two people are in a car crash. No one wants that to happen,
Hmm.
but let's say two people are in a car crash, and one of the people says sorry about the car crash to the other
Hmm.
person. That we had to make a law to ensure that saying sorry didn't make someone like legally liable
Right.
because usually people say sorry when they're at fault for something. Like, you actually like harmed someone, sometimes even intentionally,
Hmm.
and you feel bad about it after the fact. You're regretful. So you come up to them later and say, like, I apologize. I'm sorry for what I did.
Yeah.
The thing is, Canadians say sorry so much that we can't have that term sorry
Be
being legally
Yeah,
used
exactly.
as fault against us because
Yeah.
basically the law says, okay, if two people are in a car crash, one person says sorry, they are not legally at fault because that's kind of just instinctual for
Yeah,
Canadians to
it's
say.
it's it's a custom, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing is a lot of people look at Canadian customs and that looks so polite,
Mhm.
whereas to Canadians it's just kind of following their culture, doing things that are natural to them according to how they've grown up, right?
Yeah.
So another example would be holding doors open for people. You see
Yes.
this all the time where other places in the world will do it too, right? If there's someone right there, you got the door open,
Yeah.
you may as well hold it open for them. It's common courtesy, right?
Yeah.
But in Canada, a lot of people take the extra step where if they're going through a door and they see someone a ways away, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like at least a good like few meters away
yeah, like they
sometimes.
could be at their car still, right?
Yeah.
But oftentimes you'll see someone waiting there for, a minute or so, holding the door open
Yeah.
until that person goes through.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, like also
yeah.
personally, like there's countless times where I've seen like, for example, when I'm studying at university, there's
Hmm.
different buildings on the
Right,
campus. And sometimes people will have to take classes in one building and then move to another.
right.
And I've seen many people literally holding the door open for like full minutes on end as like tens upon dozens of
Yeah,
people stream in through that one door. And that one dude is just holding it for a full minute or
yeah,
two.
because he feels obligated to,
Yeah.
because, that's just
Yeah.
the norm, right?
Hmm.
I remember when I was younger, I went to this one church,
Hmm.
and I loved holding the door open for people. So it was kind of like my unpaid job. I would just stand at the front of the church and just wait there the whole service and just hold the door open for anyone who wanted to come out. And I just felt so helpful, so Canadian for doing it,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, like
Yeah.
at our church, that's actually to an extent one of the, well, I'll say jobs at the church where someone acts as a greeter at
Hmm.
the church, where they, once they see someone approaching, hold the door open for them, say a good friendly hello,
Hmm.
and let them in. Just make them feel welcome at the
Yeah,
place.
yeah. So, and that fits nicely with Canadian culture, right?
Hmm.
Some Canadians, if they went to that church and no one was there to hold the door open for them, they might not feel very welcomed because
Yeah.
in Canadian culture, you're just so used to having the door open, held open,
Yeah.
someone holding the door open for you.
Hmm.
Yeah, good. Um, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think the stereotype that Canadians are nice is just kind of derived from the quirks we have in our
Hmm.
culture. Is it necessarily like we are all that selfless? Eh, maybe, but
We're still people, right?
yeah, we're still
Yeah,
people,
I
exactly.
don't think if you were to grab a Canadian and grab a person from another place in the world, um, one would necessarily be nicer than the other.
Yeah,
I think it's just more that Canadian customs kind of give us that appearance,
yeah,
that air that we are
hmm,
nice.
yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like some of the things that make us seem nice are more of a almost automatic
Hmm.
response. Like I can't tell you how many times where I've just inconvenienced someone. Sometimes, in fact, oftentimes, no fault of my own,
Hmm.
and I just say sorry
Yeah.
because, well, that's what it just is. I'm sorry that someone was inconvenienced, even if I didn't actively cause it.
Right. Right. Yeah, well, I think that's a pretty good stopping point for
Mhm,
us. We hopefully you learned some things about Canadian culture, and
mhm.
maybe next time you see a Canadian being nice, ask yourself, are they being nice because they're a good person, or are they being nice because that's what they're used to in Canadian culture,
Yeah,
right?
that's the big debate.
Yeah,
I guess we'll
exactly.
never know.
Exactly. That's some philosophy for you there.
Mhm,
But thanks for joining us today, and
mhm.
we would love you to leave comments, questions, and we actually have a question for you that we'd be curious to know. Uh, what do you think of Canadians? Do you think that we're nice? Do you think that we have a general good reputation? And have you met any Canadians? Do you know any Canadians? What has your experience been like of them? Well, let us know, and we'll see you in the next video.
See y'all.
Have a good one.